On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Mayhem.
A state of chaos, disorder, and violence, typically caused by a riot, violent confrontation, or rapid and widespread destruction, a situation of extreme confusion, disorder, and damage.
Examples:
Snowstorm mayhem. Create mayhem. The rioters caused mayhem in the streets, breaking windows and starting fires.
Viol.
A stringed instrument, typically with 6 strings and frets, played with a bow, also called a viola da gamba.
Examples:
Viol instrument. Viol music. The viol player was rehearsing for an upcoming concert.
Crossfire.
A situation in which people or groups are firing weapons at each other from different directions.
Examples:
Crossfire casualty. Crossfire of criticism. The soldiers found themselves caught in the crossfire of the enemy's artillery barrage.
Pun.
A humorous play on words or use of words that sound similar but have different meanings, often for a comedic effect, a form of wordplay.
Examples:
Witty pun. Silly pun. The comedian's pun had the audience laughing out loud.
Subterfuge.
A deceptive stratagem, tactic, or plan used to hide one's true intentions or to deceive someone, a trick or ruse designed to mislead or disguise the truth.
Examples:
Subterfuge of trickery. Subterfuge methods. Civil rights activists criticized the government's use of subterfuge to withhold information from the public.
Politic.
Wise in displaying the ability to make reasonable decisions.
Examples:
A politic decision. Heal the body, politic. She was politic in her behavior.
Guerrilla.
A member of small, independent soldiers or fighters who engage in irregular, often surprise attacks against enemy forces.
Examples:
An urban guerrilla. Guerrilla warfare. The government's efforts to suppress the guerrilla movement were met with resistance from local communities.
Psychosis.
A serious mental disorder characterized by a disconnection from reality, often including hallucinations, delusions, and a lack of insight into one's condition.
Examples:
Psychosis treatment. Drug-induced psychosis. He was diagnosed with psychosis and was hospitalized for treatment.
Medicinal.
Of or relating to the treatment or cure of disease.
Examples:
Medicinal chemistry. Traditional medicinal. The medicinal properties of this herb have been known to help with various ailments.
Dispense.
To distribute, allocate, or deliver something to the intended recipients.
Examples:
Dispense with ceremony. Dispense justice. The pharmacist started to dispense medication to patients.
Rabbi.
A Jewish religious leader or a Jewish scholar or teacher.
Examples:
Son of a rabbi. The city's communal rabbi. The chief rabbi chanted a prayer.
Hypocrisy.
The practice of engaging in the same behavior or activity for which one criticizes another, or the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's behavior does not conform.
Examples:
Without hypocrisy. Self-serving hypocrisy. The commentaries often criticized the government's political hypocrisy.
Psychoactive.
Producing an effect on mental processes, such as mood, perception, or behavior, capable of affecting the mind or emotions.
Examples:
Psychoactive medication. Psychoactive effects. Psychoactive substances can seriously affect the brain and must be used cautiously.
Enlightened.
Having or showing a rational, modern, and well-informed outlook.
Examples:
Enlightened age. Make an enlightened decision. The enlightened teacher taught the class about the importance of compassion and empathy.
Disparity.
A significant difference or inequality between two or more things.
Examples:
The disparity between theory and reality. Income disparity. There is a significant disparity in pay between men and women in the company.
Intellect.
The ability to think logically and comprehend information, especially at an advanced level.
Examples:
Enrich my intellect. Human intellect. Your intellect is capable of distinguishing among similar objects.
Ingest.
To take food or drink into the body, often through the mouth, to absorb or assimilate something, often used to describe the intake of information or knowledge.
Examples:
Ingest food. Ingest medication. People who compulsively ingest non-food items, such as dirt or chalk, suffer from a condition called pica.
Communion.
The act or condition of exchanging or sharing thoughts and feelings. Christianity, the act of participating in the celebration of the Eucharist.
Examples:
Communion with God. Spiritual communion with nature. We use this tableware in a communion service.
Ache.
To experience a dull, persistent pain or discomfort, typically of moderate or low intensity, to feel a continuous dull pain. Ache abominably. Ache all the time. I ache all over after running a marathon yesterday.
Analgesic.
Relating to the relief or reduction of pain, typically through the use of medication or other methods.
Examples:
Analgesic cream. Analgesic mechanism. The analgesic properties of the medication helped to alleviate the patient's pain.
Sniff.
To inhale audibly through the nose, often to detect or identify a smell. To draw in air through the nostrils with a quick, audible intake of breath.
Examples:
Sniff the air. Sniff the perfume. The dog stopped to sniff around the tree, looking for something interesting.
Migrant.
A traveler who moves from one region or country to another, especially to find work or better living conditions, a bird or an animal that moves from one place to another.
Examples:
Migrant worker. The movement of migrant birds. The government revoked his license to employ migrant labor crews.
Exaggerate.
To describe or represent something as better or worse than it is.
Examples:
Exaggerate in degree. Exaggerate story. She exaggerated the extent of her injuries to get more money from the settlement.
Smoker.
A person who smokes tobacco regularly, or a device used for smoking.
Examples:
Smoker behavior. An inveterate smoker. Many smokers are aware of the health risks associated with smoking, but find it difficult to quit.
Affluent.
Rich and wealthy, having a lot of money and material wealth.
Examples:
Affluent society. Live in affluent circumstances. She lived in an affluent neighborhood surrounded by wealth and luxury.
Sham.
Something that is not as good or true as it seems to be and is intended to deceive people. A person who pretends to be something they are not.
Examples:
A sham battle. Turn out to be all sham. The data he prepared was completely sham.
Incarcerate.
To put or keep somebody in prison or in a place from which they cannot escape.
Examples:
Incarcerate the murderer. Incarcerate her for life. He was incarcerated for the duration of the war.
Agnostic.
A person who believes that it is impossible to know whether there is a God.
Examples:
Agnostic worldview. Agnostic position. Her scientific background led her to be agnostic about the existence of a higher power.
Unregulated.
Not subject to official rules, procedures, or oversight, not controlled or supervised by a governing authority or system.
Examples:
unregulated market, unregulated offshore fishing. Without regulations, the industry is unregulated and potentially dangerous.
Methamphetamine.
Commonly known as meth or crystal meth, a powerful and highly addictive stimulant drug that affects the central nervous system.
Examples:
methamphetamine addiction, fatal methamphetamine overdose. The use of methamphetamine has been linked to several mental health disorders.
Abdication.
The act of formally relinquishing or renouncing a position of power, authority, or responsibility, particularly that of a monarch or ruler.
Examples:
abdication of power, abdication of responsibility. The king's abdication of the throne caused a political upheaval in the kingdom.
Prohibitionist.
A person who advocates or supports the prohibition or banning of a particular activity, typically referring to the sale, production, or consumption of alcohol.
Examples:
prohibitionist advocacy, anti-alcohol prohibitionist. The prohibitionist movement aimed to ban the sale and consumption of alcohol.
Addict.
A person who cannot stop using or doing something as a habit, especially something harmful.
Examples:
a drug addict, internet addict. We have become TV addicts due to video streaming services.
Quitter.
A person who gives up easily or does not have the determination to finish what they have started.
Examples:
easy quitter, serial quitter. He was labeled as a quitter after he abandoned the project halfway.
Well-being.
The state of being happy and healthy and prosperous.
Examples:
the well-being of a nation, a sense of well-being. We are responsible for the care and well-being of all our employees.
Enact.
To make a law, to put something into practice.
Examples:
enact new legislation, enact the smoking ban. The government enacted this law in 1925.
Ayahuasca.
A psychoactive brew or infusion made from a combination of plant-based ingredients, traditionally used by indigenous people in the Amazon region of South America for spiritual and healing purposes, which contains the psychedelic compound DMT, dimethyltryptamine, and is often consumed as part of a ritual or ceremony.
Examples:
ayahuasca ceremony, ayahuasca vine. Participants in the ceremony consumed ayahuasca to achieve spiritual enlightenment.
Coca.
A plant native to South America whose leaves are used in the production of cocaine and other stimulants, a drink made from the leaves of this plant.
Examples:
Coca paste. Coca tea. The chewing of coca leaves has been a tradition in some Andean cultures for centuries.
Converse.
To talk informally.
Examples:
Converse with an acquaintance. Ask a converse question. She enjoyed the opportunity to converse with a person who spoke her language.
Twofold.
Consisting of two parts or aspects, doubled in size, quantity, or degree.
Examples:
Twofold approach. Twofold difference. The twofold increase in sales was unexpected but welcomed by the company.
Pierce.
To cut or make a way through with a sharp instrument.
Examples:
Pierce the armored shells. Pierce a mystery. The extreme cold pierced our bones.
Mantra.
A word or phrase, often repeated, that is used as a focus for the mind during meditation.
Examples:
Campaign mantra. Chant the mantra of structural reform. She repeated her personal mantra to herself to stay motivated.
Dedicate.
To give all of your energy, time, etc., entirely to a specific person, activity, or cause, to set apart for a particular purpose or use.
Examples:
Dedicate a few hours. Dedicate a chapter to the subject. He dedicated his life to helping others.
Disastrous.
Extremely bad, harmful, or unsuccessful.
Examples:
Have disastrous consequences. Absolutely disastrous effect. The emission of hazardous substances has disastrous effects on the ecology of a region.
Congratulation.
The act of expressing that someone has an occasion for celebration or the expression of pleasure at the success or good fortune of another.
Examples:
Congratulation on a promotion. A matter for congratulation. The congratulations from her friends and family were overwhelming after she won the championship.
Sibling.
A brother or sister, member of a family born to the same parents.
Examples:
Have a sibling quarrel. Play with my siblings. Children often copy their parents or elder siblings.
Gridlock.
A situation in which traffic or progress is obstructed due to congestion, blockage, or a lack of movement, a deadlock or impasse in negotiations or decision-making.
Examples:
Gridlock situation. Political gridlock. The rush hour traffic in the city often leads to gridlock on the highways.
Bipartisanship.
Agreement or collaboration between two political parties whose policies are normally opposed to one another's.
Examples:
Spirit of bipartisanship. Bipartisanship legislation. The Prime Minister's sister has called for bipartisanship to pass the legislation on same-sex marriage.
Republican.
A person who supports or advocates for a particular form of government, typically one that has an elected head of state rather than a monarch, a member or supporter of the Republican Party in the United States.
Examples:
Republican ideology. Republican Party. Many Republican lawmakers are advocating for stricter immigration policies.